Hello all. Today we're going to look at the figurized standard Shin Kamen Rider Ichigo. This is not exactly a toy and is more like a model kit, meaning that you would have to build it piece by piece. As you can see, it's already been built and even had some stickers and decals attached to it in certain places. I'm personally not the biggest fan of model kits, not because it's hard to do, they're actually fairly easy. It's just that they feel so delicate, meaning that they're not meant to be played with. It is a model kit after all. Let's take a quick look at his box. It has a nice look, nice artwork of Kamen Rider, and there's even a look at his belt. The top of the box. No glue is required, but nippers are necessary. It's a nice box, so let's leave it in the background. On to Kamen Rider himself. Overall, he has very nice leather-like details, and even some armor pieces on his back, chest, and abdomen. Articulation is pretty basic, very much like an action figure. He can T-pose. He can bend his arms like this. He also has many swivels, such as this, which means that he can actually reach over his chest and press his fists together. As you can see, it's a little awkward handling him. His joints are very strong, but I'm afraid that I will break them if I'm not too careful. I can do the splits. Can kick this far, and you can see there's some decals on his boots. That far. Double bend at the knees. Oh, look at that, his leg came off. It's not broken, it just came out of the socket. He can go up and down. And he has a decent pivot, which means he can stand with wide. He can have a very wide stance. Lastly, his head can turn. He can look up this far and down this far. He also has a bit of an ab crunch as well, but it comes off if you go too far. His scarf can also go up and down at a hinge. His detailing is overall top-notch. It looks just like a miniaturized version of the costume seen in the movie, as well as being a modern take of the original 1971 suit. If you take a closer look at his belt, also known as the Typhoon, you can see that there are a lot of stickers detailed on there. Now, I'm not a very precise person. Some of them are very sloppy and uneven, so forgive me. Even the boxes on the sides have decals on them, and they continue on to the back. And if you could see this slot in this unfortunate area, that is actually meant for his first accessory. Being a model kit, it is intended for dynamic poses. So, he came with a figure stand that you could also build. You just take the figure, and plug it in. Of course, with him being on the stand, he kind of bounces around and floats a little bit. But at least this means you could get him into some pretty neat poses. Such as the rider kick. Kamen Rider's other accessories include an alternate scarf piece. What you first do is remove the standard scarf. It comes out very easily via that tiny, tiny hinge. On mine, it appears to already have stress marks on it, so I'm afraid it will eventually break. Well, with that, you see this little arched piece on the alternate scarf. You just soft click it into place. And now, his scarf appears to be blowing in the wind. He comes packaged with standard fists, but he also has alternate henshin hands or chopping hands, like so. And now Kamen Rider is ready to jump into action and transform. Overall, this is a pretty good model kit, but I'm very careless and impatient, so sometimes I do fear that I'm about to break this thing. He has very nice detail, good articulation, and is all around easy to build. Highly recommended, and he's actually quite affordable. This is Parda Seijin, signing out.